see. And we should be all set here. So we got 2 people on here already. Who we got on here already waiting? That's good. Let's get some more people on here. I just got some news today. We got the 10-year driver's license. If you got a good driving record in the Philippines, that you can get a 10-year driver's license here now. It's kind of cool. Let's see. We'll see who else we get on here. All right, we're up to 5 people. We'll still wait. See who's on here. Hey, Mike's on here. Good. There we go. We're getting started now. How you doing, Mike? What's going on? Wait a couple more minutes here. We'll get some more people on here. See, Mark's on here. Here we go. Who else we got on here? We got 10 people. So we're gonna have a good night tonight, looks like. So if you guys want to start shooting questions or pick a topic or anything, we can talk about pretty much anything tonight. It's cool. You know? There's a lot of stuff going on here in the Philippines, actually. The malls at Mall of Asia are actually letting you eat inside now. You still have to kind of be far away from each other, but they're letting people eat inside if you have a vaccination card. If you don't, you sit outside al fresco. So they're changing the way things are, like the way before. If we were on, if we were on GCQ, you could sit inside. Now you have to have a vaccination card during MECQ. I don't know how it's going to be on GCQ. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because in 15 more days we're supposed to go to GCQ. Supposedly, we'll see what happens. See, we got Mark on here, Dave Garcia. How you doing, Dave? Brad's on here. Ang Hubby. Let's see. Good evening, he says. Good evening. Let's see. We got Smoky Mountain Modelers on here. We got a lot of good regulars on here. It's good. And we got some new people too. Always good to see some new people on here. Smoky Mountain Models says, good evening, Steve. I'm starting my 12-month countdown. There you go. Mark O'Hare, can you tell me how much good quality beef costs per kilo? Well, it depends on the cut. You really can't go by that. You know, I get good steaks for like about, I don't know, $7 to $10, you know, for a decent size cut, meal size. When I order them from Rare Meats, some are more expensive, some are less. Rare Meats, it's actually called Rare Foods is the name of the place. You can check it out. It's up in Manila. There's a couple of other places up there too that are good. But yeah, they sell everything. Seafood, everything. So that's good. Let's see. Good. Jason says, good morning from Merida, Mexico. Their alternative to the Philippines. There we go. Don Murphy says, hey, Steve from Vancouver, Canada. Carrie Hawes, hello from Kentucky. Ronald says, hello. One Lord J News says, morning from New Orleans. We really traveling the gamut here. I see Brian Faulkner says, hello, Steve. Rick G, good evening from Atlanta. Mark says, well, check it out. Let's see, Carrie says, I'm headed to Dumaguete when travel restrictions are lifted. You know, we've already got people coming over here right now with the SRRV, which is kind of cool. They're letting the first batches in right now, I guess, and those people are coming in. Now, granted, they're small batches, but now it's becoming like a regular program there. So people are going to start coming in here, and I think they're going to start lifting those numbers at the airport pretty soon, too. There's rumor going around about that. Let's see, Ben says, hey, Steve. Let's see, Starkey says, good morning from Southern California. How you doing, Starkey? So we got 31 people on here, so that's good. But yeah, if you, any subject you guys want to shoot up here, just throw it up there. Brooke Snyder's on here. How you doing, Brooke? Give me a call this week sometime during the week if you get a chance. Okay, Brooke? See, Red Ranger, here I am. I made it. Good morning from Texas, USA, capital of the world. So we got a good amount of people on here now, so let's see. But yeah, the vaccination cards are getting big here. And also, some of those cards, if you get them at the VA, you have to go to the Bureau of Quarantine, I think it is. I think they call it. And you have to get them verified there and get a yellow card to verify that your vaccination card is real, because there's so many people faking cards here and stuff. So let's see. Carrie Hawes says, new SRVs or current holders? No, these are the people that went through the trial program, Carrie. They went through the trial program. They're coming in. The current holders, they could already come in. They're allowed to go in and out now. So, but they have to wait for the quarantines and all that stuff. Eric Hall says, good morning. Brian Faulkner says, you hear about Cebu trying to open at end of October? I did hear something about that, yes. I think a lot of people are getting burned out, you know. But up in Manila, when I started seeing that vaccination card thing, I was kind of made me glad that I was vaccinated, because I would have had to sit out. I had to sit outside anyway because we had a part of our group that was only half vaccinated because they didn't get their second shot. When I was up in when I was when I was in Manila, and I was, like walking around the mall and looking at all the places there and then thinking, geez, I could have been locked out of these places, because of the vaccination. I just lost my train of thought here. But anyway, if I didn't have my vaccination, I wouldn't have been able to sit inside the restaurants. And I was glad that I was vaccinated because of that. But I was in there just a few days before, and they didn't have that vaccination thing. So they sat me down inside. They didn't ask for any vaccination or anything, which is kind of strange. But anyway, let's see. Andre Gill says, hey, Steve from Omaha, Nebraska. How you doing? Ang Howie says, Steve, are 2-bedroom condos as plentiful to rent in PH as 1-bedrooms? Yes, in Manila and some towns, in Cebu, but some towns, no. We're pretty heavy here in Tracy with 1-bedrooms here, unfortunately. Okay, and but 2-bedrooms, you can get them. You can get them over in Das Marinas and General Trias, places like that. You can get homes over there, and I've been telling a lot of people that if you go to General Trias, you can get really cheap home rentals in gated communities. And for some reason, some of the people in some of the other towns don't believe me how cheap they are. I've been over there and seen them firsthand, so I know how cheap they are. And they're like for $140 US dollars, you get a 2-bedroom, okay, over there. It looks like a Mexican-style home. It has a patio on the roof and beautifully landscaped. And you have a pool that you can use. You pay like 50 pesos to use the pool there. And 3-bedroom was about 220. I think they've probably gone up to about 240 now. That's not bad for a 3-bedroom home, and some of them have AC, some don't, okay? Let's see, Starkey says, I'm doing great. I'm really interested in moving to Bohol. Bohol's a nice little place. Brooks Snyder says, does anyone know if Tan's Oasis Resort is open for families? Yes, they're actually on Facebook, Brooke. I just went on there looking the other day. So just FYI, it is open, but you gotta get if it's during the MECQ, you have to get some sort of, swabbed or something, some sort of test. I'm not sure which it is, but if you go on to Facebook, look up Tan's Oasis. It gives you all the stuff there. You just talk to them, and they send you like all the information you need. Okay, it's just FYI, because they sent it all to me the other day. Okay, let's see. Bill Griffith says, hello from Iowa. My wife and I will be coming to the PI mid-November. There you go. So, let's see. Off the cuff adventures with Jamie. Good morning, Steve. So we got 51 people, 8 thumbs up. We're doing good. California girl says, hey, Steve from Santa Barbara. You said one time the malls had become like ghost towns. Have the malls started coming back? Each mall's kind of different. I noticed here in Tracy that the malls were picking up a little bit, and it could be because we're getting closer to Christmas. It could be anything. But I noticed sometimes you walk in there and it's just dead. It's just dead. But I did notice that the Mall of Asia had picked up quite a lot from the last time I was there when I walked to the regular parts of the mall. I do know that the Conrad building is quite quiet. It's a very wealthy, upscale section, and not a lot of people walk through there for some reason. And I think it's because of the money, because the food places there are expensive. Red Lobster's more expensive. I mean, some of the meals there at Red Lobster go upward like $60. But then they have 2-for-1 deals that are really, really good deals. And I've talked about that before. If you use a Citi card, you can get half off some of your meals on certain days, and you can get a BFF card there. You pay about $50 for it, but it's worth it because you get like 20 to 30% off your meals, and you get 6 times. They give you $2.50 off the bill. Plus, every time you walk in there, you get a free coffee, and it's good for about a year, I think. But it's well worth it. You get your money back pretty fast if you go there often enough. See, Brian Faulkner says, my girlfriend has a 3-bedroom outside of Manila for only $100. It is a nice home. Yeah, they can be had, Brian. They can be had, especially south of Manila. If you look around, north of Manila, it gets a little bit harder. But yeah, when I say that, people don't believe me. They just don't believe that you can find those. But you have to shop around and walk around. And that's the thing. Chaya Sisawath says, good evening, Stephen. How you doing, Chaya? JD says, good morning, Steve. Janessa says, 12-month countdown. Jeff, congratulations. Kevin Fox, hello from Michigan. Andre Gill, I wanted to come before Christmas, but I'm thinking they won't be open up then. But I'm planning on buying and reserved my flight for February 2021. Yeah, you know, I did a video the other day about this, about opening up. And I'm going to say this again, okay? When they do open up, it's not going to be fully open right off the bat. It's going to be some changes. I think in the beginning when they open up, they're going to do the sandbox thing. They're going to open up Boracay, Palawan, maybe a few other places for, you know, and that's about it. You know, so it's going to open up like that. Then they're going to see how they do and wait for things to calm down. At least they'll get the tourist thing going, get a few people in here. But I don't think the regular tourists, like the expat, I call them expat tourists because they use the expat visa, will still be coming in here because they just won't be coming in here. I had heard, there's a rumor going around that they're telling people when they open up that, somebody just told me this the other day, the girl next door told me that she says that they're telling people not to come in here for girlfriends in the beginning because I think it's just going to be tourist visas for actual tourists. So they're telling people to wait, I guess, on like anybody that wants to come in here to come see their girlfriend or anything, because I think it's just going to be like different spots are going to be open, so you won't be able to leave those spots to go see your girlfriend unless your girlfriend comes to those spots because you're in the sandbox. It's just going to be like Thailand. It gets kind of complicated, you know, and they're not really set up on that yet, but they're trying to watch and see what happens with that, okay? So hopefully it works out. I'm just hoping that they open up for good. So Kevin Fox, hello from Michigan. Andre Gill, let's say, Smoky Mountain Modeler says, is this John or Janessa? He must be talking to one of the other people. It's, okay. Oh, I see, they're talking. Smoky Mountain Modeler, say hello to Janessa for me. Oh, he's talking to somebody, okay. But yeah, that's the way it looks, guys. I do think we got something coming up soon because I noticed that the Department of Tourism is putting out ads already. In fact, they're putting them out on YouTube. So they're starting to show up. And I'm like, why are you putting ads out if you're not even open? But that's what tells me that they're going to open soon, guys. Just FYI. Let's see. Brooke Snyder says, I saw a vlog that quarantine will be reduced to 5 or 7 days. Have you heard anything? I haven't heard that one yet. I'll talk. I got cut off the other day when I was talking to my contact, so I didn't get to talk to her about everything that I wanted to talk to her about. So I'm probably going to call her probably tomorrow and find out what's going on. She had some more information she wanted to talk to me about, and we didn't get to talk about it at all. So we'll see what happens with that, you know. Let's see. Loves Music says, hey, from Berlin, any news? Cause you're moving, hope to visit. I'm not sure what he says. Hey, any news because you're moving? I'm not moving. Steele says, PRA sent me the SRV to apply from the States. But by the time it could process, the Philippine may be open. Steele, you got to talk to Mary Rose. And you need to tell them you want to do the EED to get over here quick. I've been talking about this for a while, but I know a lot of people are confused about this. I want to go through this again. If you need to contact me, Steele, just contact me and I'll explain the whole thing to you. I'll send you my phone number. It's Steven5975@yahoo.com, and you can call me. So just remember that. Just send me an email saying, hey, Steve, it's Steele from on here, from live stream, and I need your phone number so we can chat. And I'll let you call me, and you can call me up, and we'll talk about it. And I'll tell you how to start the process. You can be here in like about 3 months if you're really fast on getting all the stuff that they need. But it's going to take a little work, and it's going to take a little bit of money to get that stuff done too. So just FYI. Red Ranger says, I don't see Philippine opening up anytime soon. I suspect Philippines will be locked down in 2020. No, that's wrong, Red Ranger. Trust me, that's totally wrong. They already got the ads out there. They're going to open in some capacity. We just don't know what capacity. It's going to be similar to what Thailand's going to be probably. We're already seeing things here that they're going to do something. We just don't know what yet. And they're looking at all the things that they can do to open up to some capacity. They're looking at like places like Palawan and Boracay. Make sure everybody on the island is vaccinated. And if they're vaccinated to a certain point, they'll open up and do the sandbox. So you can go to Boracay, but you can only stay in Boracay if you come. You can't leave. So, let's see. Smoky Mountain Model says, that's John Wales on his wife's phone, Steve. Okay. I got you. Willie White, good day. Red Ranger. If John Wales can find a wife in the Philippines, then anyone can. Joke, Lang. There we go. Gary Harris, been watching a while. I just talked with John the other night. We were having a good conversation the other night. When he first called, I didn't know it was him, though, and then I realized it was him I was talking to. Gary Harris, been watching a while. First time. There we go. Good to have you on, Gary. Kevin Smith, hey, Steve, hello from Ireland. We got a couple people from Ireland. Let's see. Red Ranger is right, and mine is nice looking. There we go. There we go, John. Don Murphy says, morning, Steve. I hope they open. People need work in Philippines. I see Cambodia will open for tourists in October for vaccinated people. Also, as you said, Thailand too. I feel sorry for the extreme poor. Yes, there's a lot of poor people that are taking it on the chin here. Really bad too. It's kind of really sad, you know. Justin in Arkansas says, a few days ago I sent my bank deposit for EED for SRV. Mary Rose is very helpful. Yeah, Justin, she's awesome. She's fantastic. You know, I tell people, you know, if you stick with Mary Rose and you're patient, she's an excellent person to work with. But you got to kind of, I tell people to cut her a break once in a while when she's a little bit slow because she gets backed up and stuff like that. And I tell people, if she doesn't contact you in a few days or whatever, you need her, you need something, a question, then send her an email or whatever and ask her or contact her on Messenger. Because sometimes she thinks people give up. And I don't think those people gave up. I think that, but she wants people to, you know, you need to contact her, not expect her to contact you. Okay, I just want to get people to understand that because she gets really, really busy. Let's see. Gary has his Wilcon open for business. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what Wilcon is. I think we have a store around here by that name. I think that's the one you're talking about. It's like kind of like a Home Depot type business. Is that the one? Let's see. Paul Howard. Hold on a second. What?
There's a Wilcon on the way to SM.
Yeah.
It's like Home Depot.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess Wilcon's open, I believe. My girlfriend just said. Paul Howard says, if you have a US, UK, or EU driver's license, how do you go about getting a Philippine driver's license? Well, once you become a resident, if you become a resident through the SRV, it's really easy. You just go down to the local registry. They don't call it the registry of motor vehicles, they call it something else. But anyway, you go down there and you just tell them that you want to get a Philippine driver's license. You can still keep your old license, okay? And you just show them your SRV card and show them that you're a resident already. Otherwise, I think you have to wait 6 months to get it or something like that before you can apply for it, okay? See, Elma Lee says, greetings, Steve. Popping up to give thumbs up and say happy weekend to you all. Stay healthy, y'all. Thanks, Elma. I appreciate it. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, Steve, does Mary Rose cover the Manila area or can she cover the whole country? She can cover anybody in the Philippines, okay? But if you're going to do it, you have to go to Manila, basically. Okay, so you have to get some stuff done in Manila. She used to work with people down in Cebu, but it makes it really difficult and hard now. So she's telling people just go to Manila and stay there. You know, do your quarantine. If you're in country, then it's different. You can contact her about in country stuff. That's totally different. But if you're in the U.S., then you're gonna have to probably do the quarantine up in Manila, and then stay like probably for 2 days, and then from there on they just mail you everything. Okay? She can. If you have problems, first I tell people to contact Mary Rose, and then contact me. But if you have questions, you can contact me also. Okay? Just contact me on my email, steven5975@yahoo.com, and I'll send you my number if you ask me, okay? Rowan Trotman says, hey, Steve, checking from beautiful Barbados. There you go. You got it made there. How is everything open over there? Robert Ebro says, greetings from Las Vegas. Man, we got a lot of people from Las Vegas. I think we got probably about 15 people from Vegas now. I've talked to about 15 people from Vegas. Actually, one of my friends, Pete, is from there. And I don't know if he's on here right now or not. Jason Pumphrey, don't forget the thumbs up, my friends. Thanks, guys. Brian Faulkner says, if they are shut down that long, it will hurt many people. Yes. They've been shut down for a while, and they keep doing these. These ECQs are what kill people, because what happens is a lot of the restaurants, they can't do al fresco dining, so they just shut the doors. And they can't just do takeout because they're not that type of restaurant. Some of these restaurants have like all you can eat and stuff like that, and those restaurants can't open under those conditions because it's all you can eat and you can't eat inside, so they just shut down. Like the all you can eat steakhouse, it's basically shut down right now. I hope they reopen. This still looks like they're going to be opening, but still, they're taking it on the chin. Brian Faulkner, let's see. Danberg, Steve, just received my SRV yesterday through Mary Rose and her assistant. Started 7:15 in the U.S., came to the Philippines 7:26. She did everything for me. Police report, scheduled appointments. Yeah, she's an awesome woman, man. She's really good. And that's why I tell people, I always recommend Mary Rose more so than anybody else because she's the one person that can stay on top of things when she's flooded. She knows how to handle all the stress of all the different people. And I sent her a lot of people, you know. Some people don't mention me, so I don't think that she knows that I sent them. But I know from everybody that talks to me, and you guys see it on here too, that there's a lot of people on here that I sent to her. So, Bill Hornsberger, thanks again for your help thus far, Steve. Have chatted with Mary Rose. She is a great resource. Okay. Waiting on my passport to be completed. I have already applied. Let's see. Janessa, that's John. Go to your local LTO after being here for 90 days to get your driver's license. Don't let your U.S. license expire. Yeah, well, I know about that. Is it 90 days, John? It's 90 days then? Okay, that's good to know. Because I thought it was, somebody said 6 months or something like that. It's like, I wasn't sure whether it was 6 months or 90 days. I knew it was something like that. I just walked in there as soon as I got my PRA card, and they let me do it. Because it shows that you're a resident on there. So it's totally different than the way you guys do it. So I didn't go about it the way you guys did. So, Smoky Mountain Modeler, I was going to start in the Visayas region. Needed to know if Mary can help me. Well, if she can help anybody, but I mean, if you're going to start from outside the country, you're going to have to go into Manila, okay, for sure. If you're in country, then she can start you already, but you're going to have to get the apostles and all that stuff done, okay, Smoky Mountain. It's different if you're in country, and if you're out of the country, I highly recommend that you do it from Manila. You can once you're done with the quarantine, you have to stick around 2 days in Manila, and then you can go wherever you want to go, and she'll mail you the PRA card and everything, and mail you back the passport. Okay, so just FYI. Janessa Villagracia says, Jeff, everything. That's that's John. I keep getting that mixed up. Everything has to go through Manila. Yes. Red Ranger, how is Red Lobster in Philippines compared to Red Lobster in the, let's see, same menu? Do they have a lobster tank where you can pick your meal? You know, the lobster tank last time I was there was empty. So, but they might have one in the back. I'm not sure. I will say this though, that their food is excellent there. Okay, and yes, it's very similar. I think it's a little bit more expensive. I remember in the U.S., the food wasn't as good as it is over here. And I'll be honest about that. The food over here is delicious. I didn't like Red Lobster in the United States because it was like kind of industrialized food, I'll say it. Or some of the food was frozen and stuff. Over here, it tastes like it's fresh. Like when they cook you a piece of food for your piece of fish for your fish and chips, it's delicious. In fact, it's probably the best fish and chips I've had in a long time. So that'll tell you. I went there twice this past week. You know, that's how good the fish and chips were. So, and it's buy one get one free. And like I said, if you get that card, the BFF card, you get some more money off too. So you can, you know, on some of the drinks and sides that you get. If you buy their regular meals that they don't have 2 for 1, you can get up to 30%, 20 to 30% off. And if you use your Citibank card, you can get up to 50% off on some days. So there's all kinds of deals. Guys, use your deals. There's lots of deals in the malls, especially at those places like Outback, Texas Roadhouse, all those places, TGI, Chili's, any of those places. Use the deals they have. Buy the cards, you know, especially if you go there often. And use your Citibank card. Let's see, Barbados is just doing great, normal. Just have to do the same as other countries. Let's see, I got both jabs. There you go. Sinful says, hello all. How you doing, Sinfuls? Good to have you on here. Slept in a little. I woke up from a nap myself. Let's see. Christian Underwell says, hello, Steve. Nice greeting from Vienna. There we go. So we got Italy on here. Smoky Mountain Model. I plan on getting the apostles done before I fly and then apply in the country. Don't forget that some of those apostles on the police reports are no good after so many months, like 6 months or something like that. So you gotta, you know, be prepared for that. If you ever want to talk to me, Smoky Mountain Modeler, you know, you can just give me a call, email me or whatever, okay? At steven5975 @yahoo.com. If you need to talk, we can chat. Let's see, Ang Hubby, where is Mary Rose based? She is based up in Manila, okay? Let's see, would probably want to meet up with her on my first visit. Yes, sure, you can meet up with her if you wanted to. You can. She's also on Messenger as Mary Rose Sales, Sales, Baranda with a B, okay? Baranda, okay? And you can talk to her on there. She really wants people that are really serious though. She doesn't want to like waste time with people because she's really fully loaded with people. So she doesn't spend a lot of time because she's fully loaded, and you know, like I tell people, she gets money from the PRA for doing your visa. So she gets $500 when she completes you. You know, some of these other people, these other agents out there, they charge $2,000 and they collect the $500 from the PRA. She only charges the money from the PRA, and you don't have to give her a nickel because you're paying the PRA already. No matter what, you pay the $1,400 to the PRA. Now, if you start working with the PRA, you can no longer work with an agent again. If you call up them and start asking them questions or ask them to help get started, guess what? You can no longer use an agent anymore. Okay, just FYI. Okay? See, Wen says, cause you're eating food with Mama's love brother. Whoever that is, I'm not sure who that is. Let's see. We'll give him a... Let's see. I'm having internet problems. I'll use my phone. Sorry about that, Steve. Let's see. Happy Days Relaxation. Good morning, Steve. How you doing, Happy Days? Kevin Douglas, ahoy from Guam. Let's see. Prairie Mark says, hi, Steve. Listening from Sogod on Cebu Island. There we go. Prairie Mark is in the room. How you doing, Mark? Amphibs on. How many apostles should we get? 12? Yeah. No, you only need them for the papers that they tell you. Bill Hornsberger says, I was glad to hear that the Philippines has Red Lobster, Texas Roadhouse, and Outback. And you just mentioned on an all-you-can-eat steakhouse. Yes, Prime Steakhouse. Okay, and they're all over the place in a lot of the malls, so you just have to look for them, okay? Smoky Mountain Model, thanks, Steve. I'll get in touch closer to my departure date. Yeah, if any of you guys need to talk to me, you guys know you can contact me. I always tell people call me between like 6 and 9, but like you can call me even between like 4:30 and 9. I usually answer. And even during the day you can try me if you have to. But just don't call me in the middle of the night. You know? John Wales says, Steve, U.S. passports are taking 6 months to get. Yeah, I heard that. That's been doing that for quite a while, I guess, because of the COVID. Mango Shakes Philippines. There we go, Mango Shakes. I did a video about that. Mango Tango. Phil Health or Pacific Cross, or best to get both? Some people say get both. You know, it depends on your health issues. You know, if you got some serious health issues and you think you might, have problems with them, I tell people use Pacific Prime and get really good insurance and have some money in the bank to pay your hospital bill if you have it, and then just get reimbursed. But yeah, Pacific Cross has the access card if you use the peso plans, and they'll pay the hospital directly if you go to one of their hospitals. Let's see. Fred says get at least 12 apostles. It's apostilles, not apostles. It's different. Okay, Brian Faulkner, if anyone owns a condo there, are they allowed to come now or just wait still? It has nothing to do, coming here has nothing to do with owning a condo. It has nothing to do with that. A lot of people own condos over here, but they still can't come in. So it has to do with like all the same rules as all the other stuff. It's complicated right now. Let's see, John Wales says, I spoke with a man in Pennsylvania. It took him 6 months to get his. Yeah, even on the rushes, I heard that they're taking a while. They're still getting them rushed out, but it's still slow. Let's see. Renewed U.S. passport in Guam took 9 weeks to receive new passport. Smoky Mountain Model, I'm applying for my passport in January. I'm lucky. I think I still got like 6 years left on mine. Let's see. Mango Shake says, thanks for the reply and info. No problem. Dan Berg says, for my SRV, Mary Rose took care of everything. She's very good, yes. I just had to give her the basic documents before I moved to the Philippines. She did everything. That's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of work in the United States to get in the SRRV, guys. I just want you guys to know that. The apostles are the hard part, and getting the money over here to the PRA is the other hard part. Under the new program, you have to file for the EED. All right, when you get the EED, then you file. You have to buy your plane tickets, and then you have to go to the embassy or call the embassy and get your 9A visa. And the 9A visa gets you over into the States. I mean, not into the States, into the Philippines. Once you get into the Philippines, then you go into quarantine. You leave your documents downstairs. Mary Rose comes and picks them up and starts the process while you're sitting in quarantine. When you get out of quarantine, you only have 1 or 2 things you have to do when you get out of quarantine. So you only have to stick around for 1 or 2 days. And then they mail your passport and your PRA card to you, and your visa. You're all set. You know, it doesn't take that long. I think it's about 12 weeks in total, give or take a month. Okay, it's getting faster as we speak. Okay, let's see. Brian Faulkner says, when they open, I plan on taking my girlfriend to a really good restaurant. Let's see, and this is Ann suggests. My suggestion is go to the Conrad building, man. You can go get Italian or whatever you want. Go to the Conrad building up at Mall of Asia and go in there, and let me tell you something. You'll be glad you went there because it's a quiet building, too. It's really kind of cool. And they have the Hard Rock Cafe there. Now, it's not quiet during regular times. Well, it is a little bit. You know, it gets a little busy in there with some of the expats when things are normal. But now it's quiet. It's kind of nice sitting in there. So, just FYI. Smoky Mountain Model, if the government shuts down, all bets are off. Yeah, then everything shuts down. JD, on last step of SRRV with Mary Rose sending the deposit this week and then wait on EED. I sincerely appreciate all the advice and guides. No problem, JD. That's no problem, man. I mean, I'm not sure how many people we've helped. I mean, we've helped probably, I don't know, probably hundreds, I think, get this. Some of them use Mary Rose, some of them do it themselves, and some people go to other people and they end up losing money because they spend like $1,000 for fees and stuff like that when I tell them to use Mary Rose and you don't have to pay those fees. So she only gets paid by the PRA. You don't have to give her any money. So that's the great part about Mary Rose. She's awesome. Red Ranger, I have 8 years left on my U.S. passport. Let's stop talking about U.S. passports. Edward, hi from Spain. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, Steve, how many copies of my birth certificate should I get? SRV and to bring with me. You don't need a copy of your birth certificate for the SRRV usually, unless she specifically asks for it. But they usually never ask for your birth certificate because your passport suffices as that kind of. I mean, she might ask you for it, but usually she doesn't. Unless they change something. Okay, if it's on the list that she tells you, then you're gonna need it. But other than that, you shouldn't need it. But I tell people if you're moving here, bring some extra copies, probably about 3 copies, and have at least one. Have a couple apostilled, at your state, have it apostilled, so that it's a good document. If you ever need to get married over here or something, it's apostilled. Same with divorce records, things like that. Larry Webb says, what is your messenger contact name in case I want to call you? Thanks. Larry, I'll tell you what, go email me at Steven5975, Steven is with a V, at yahoo.com, and then ask me for my Facebook contact. I'll send you the link, and that gives you my messenger too, obviously. Okay, so that'll help you. Steven5975, okay, at yahoo.com, and just ask me for my messenger, okay? And you can even call me on there if you want. All right, just FYI. I'm a little slow on Messenger though. I do check it out every couple days. Sometimes I check it every day, but I'm not quick on there because I have emails, phone calls, comments, everything. So I have to answer all those. It's a lot. Larry Webb says, wait a second. Vince Lawson says, is there a flat rate fee for ballot buy-in box he's talking about, and is there an average amount of time from mail to travel in the USA? You know something, Vince, with the current time for mail, even from Europe, from France, it took over 90 days for me to get a package. Okay? Yes, there's usually a flat rate for the ballot buy-in boxes from the US, though, and those travel slow, and they usually travel by ship. Okay? But, everything's slow now. So just keep that in mind, and don't put like bottles that are going to break. Wrap everything properly in there. I just heard a disaster thing about somebody that shipped some Balik buy-in boxes, and 2 out of the 3 were damaged, and the glass was all broken and everything because they didn't wrap it in bubble wrap. And when I say wrap it in bubble wrap, I mean wrap it in bubble wrap. So it's all good. Okay, because they throw those boxes around pretty heavily. Kevin Douglas says, I miss my wife and daughter in the Philippines. I think there's a lot of people, Kevin, that are missing their family over here. I see it in the comments. There's a lot of people over in the States that are waiting to get back in here, and that's unfortunate. But, you can get over here. I don't know what your age is. If you wanted to get in here, you can get in here on the SRRV visa if you're over 50. I can tell you how to do it. I'm not sure what your situation is. But if you need help on that, you know how to contact me. Just ask me for my email or whatever, and I'll give it to you. Larry Webb says, do you know of anyone who stopped in Guam on their way to the Philippines? Never. They usually stop in Japan or China. Okay. See, Prairie Mark says, my grandchildren have sent me several letters from the USA, and I have not got any of them. It has been 5 months since it first was sent. Prairie Mark, usually a lot of letters get opened up in the post office up in Manila looking for money. Unfortunately, it's just it's a sad truth. They open them up for money, and that's because if they see it's an American, they open it up. That's the sad part. It's been like that since the 1980s or probably even the 70s. Dan Berg says, Mary Rose assistant will be my main go-to person for any additional IDs or questions. She is also going to help getting health insurance. Yes, they're really, really good on helping you with all kinds of things because they do that. They'll even help you get licenses and things like that. If you read on the PRA website, you can get all kinds of assistance from the PRA. Also, guys, I want to mention about the PRA a little bit more in this. That every year they usually have a Christmas party. I don't think they'll have it this year, but usually they do. And also they go on trips sometimes, and they'll take you out to Corregidor, they'll take you to Bataan, and you don't have to pay for it. It's all part of being a member of the PRA. Just FYI, because you're a member of the PRA once you get that retirement visa, and they have a lot of services, and you get money 5% off of Phil Health. There's other things that they have too, and you just go to their website, and it explains all that on there. You can find them. It's probably kind of hard to find, but it's good information. A lot of people don't know that. Okay, I also have a video thing that explains everything about the PRA somewhere. I have it hidden in my phone somewhere. I gotta go find that link, and maybe I'll put it up in a video someday, and I'll see if I can put that up. I'll put the link in the description or something like that so everybody can watch it. It gives a lot of good information. Amphib Ave says, I like the Hard Rock Cafe in Moa. Last time I was there, they had a live band. I've been wanting to go there like at night because during the day it's dead. And, when you go in there during the day, I like it's nice walking into a place where it's quiet, but it's too quiet. It's almost like walking into like a funeral hall. That's how quiet it is there. It's really kind of sad to walk into those restaurants and being the only one in there or have like another couple in there or something. I really feel kind of sad for the business, but I hope they don't ever close down. I hope they stay open. I've been in the Hard Rock Cafe to buy a glass. I actually have my glass right over there, and it says Hard Rock Cafe. It's a beer glass. And I don't drink that much beer, but I use it for Coke and stuff like that. I just wanted to have one. I think I paid like about $20 for it too. It was expensive, man. Jeff's Misadventures. Hello, Steve. Sorry I'm late. No problem, man. We got plenty of time. We got at least another hour at least. Let's see. Rick G. What would be an appropriate tip for Mary Rose? Should I want to give her one? Rick, I tell people this, okay, that other agents out there are charging $500 to $2,000. And I'm not telling you to give her $500 or up to $2,000. I'm just telling you other people charge that. She's getting $500 from the PRA. I tell people to give whatever is in your heart. I think probably $100, anywhere from $50 to $200, depending on how much work she did for you. She does do a lot of work behind the scenes for you too that you don't know about. Okay, I just want to put that out there. She makes phone calls, things like that. I say anywhere from 50 to 150. Whether it's her that's helping you or another agent when you get here, because sometimes you'll be working with another agent. But Mary Rose is in town now. She's in town, so she's actually doing most of this stuff because Sometimes she lives in Europe too. Okay, but she is a Filipina, but she goes to Europe with her husband sometimes. Let's see, Kevin Douglas, 58. Let's see. That's my age, Kevin. Let's see, Mango Shake says, is the apostle papers, you're spelling apostles wrong. It's totally wrong. Look that up. Trust me. You get the apostle papers. Let's see, good for life, or do they have expire limit? From what I understand, they're good for life, but if it's for police records and stuff like that, it's only good for like 6 months as far as the PRA is concerned. But the other papers, yes, I heard that the apostles are supposedly good for pretty much forever. Okay, but some papers are timed, obviously, like police reports, because you can get in trouble after that, you know. But yeah, for divorce records, things like that, yeah, I would think that they are, just like a notary is, because it's kind of like a high-end notary. Okay. Smoky Mountain Model says, Prairie Mark, have your grandchildren's mothers scan their letters and email them to you. That way you can see their handwriting. Let's see. Brian Webb says, Larry Webb, I like your surname. We have Ben Webb and Larry Webb on here. There we go. Michael says, FedEx or UPS beats the post office any day. Yeah, it does if you send them packages, but not for letters. I mean, we got email today too, but I mean, I understand about getting letters. It's nice to get a letter once in a while. It's with the handwriting, and you can save it, you know, and it means more too. I get the letter thing. Letters have like a kind of a personal thing about them. You know, it's kind of nice getting that over an email. So that's the way I feel about letters. Prairie Mark says, we stopped in Guam on the way over here, over 1 year. We had a 200-mile-per-hour headwind, and the airliner was running out of fuel. Wow, that's interesting. Never heard that one before, but that's kind of fascinating. Fuzzy, for a few years I was taking the flight from the States that went to Hawaii, Guam, Manila, or took this route because the flight back to the States was a red-eye. Let's see. Vince Lawson says, does retired military qualify for SRV? Yes. Absolutely. You don't even have to be retired. As long as you served in the military, and you don't have to be an officer. It says on there officer, but no, that's not true. Okay, just FYI. And for anybody that was in the military in the U.S., UK, Australia, and I think Canada too, there's 4 countries, you pay $1,400 for the application fee and $1,500 in the security deposit. Okay? So just keep that in mind. So it's about $3,000, and it's probably like another 100, so it's about 3,000 rounds out to be. And if you give her a tip, it's about 3,100, 200, or somewhere around there. And then you might have to pay some medical fees and apostle fees on top of that. So it roughly probably about 3,400, 3,300 altogether. See, Justin in Arkansas says, does a plane ticket need to be bought before going to the consulate with EED? I believe so. At least that's what Mary Rose says. And you have to have your onward ticket too. Even though you're not going to go onward, it's called a throwaway ticket. So I tell people, to like get an onward ticket to Singapore or something from a cheap airlines over in the Philippines, and that way it's just a throwaway ticket, so you lose like maybe $100, $150 or whatever, versus buying a return ticket and paying another $1,000 or $750 or even more in some cases because of the cost of tickets nowadays. So just be aware of that. And it's going to be 59 days. The 9A is going to be for 59 days. Okay, it's not going to be like the old tourist visas. It's not the same thing. The 9A is a little bit different than the visa on arrival, because they don't have the visa on arrival anymore. Okay, so, and it's not going to take that 59 days. It's going to be relatively quick. Okay, just FYI. So if you have any questions, Justin, you can always call me. Just send me an email at steven5975@yahoo.com and ask me for my phone number, and you can talk to me. Okay, and I can answer your questions. We've been getting kind of bogged down lately, but I'm going to check all my emails tomorrow. I check them about every 24 to 48 hours. So don't feel like if I don't answer you right away that I'm ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you, okay? It's just that like Sundays I like to take a break, and this past week I've been kind of tired, so I don't want to get run down or anything like that. So I just if I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed, I just take a break for like a half a day or something like that, or a day, and then I catch up on everything. See, Kevin Douglas says, how much total cost for the U.S. veteran SRV? It's about $3,300 with the apostles. It's everything. It costs $1,400 application fee, $1,500 in the security, and then you got the apostles, you got the medicals. The medical you have to do if you're doing the EED thing. That's different. Now the EED thing means you can come in here now. Okay, Kevin. I want people to understand that. If you wait till later, it's different. It's different. But you can come in here now. If you do the EED, then get the 9A, and then you finish the process over here. You can't do it from the U.S. People think you can do it from the U.S. You start doing the paperwork in the U.S., and you finish the process over here. Everything gets finished over here. You just start getting all your stuff together in the U.S., okay? Just FYI. Amphib Av says, I stopped en route to the Philippines, to Guam, plenty of times. I also have gone to Narita. Yeah, I've gone to Narita. Narita's pretty cool, actually. I fly standby, so I take the route that gets me the better chances of making it. Let's see. And he gives the route. That's kind of cool. Interesting. Ben Webb, what does Mary Rose do? Mary Rose, Ben, is a marketer, okay? She's one of the top marketers with the Philippine Retirement Authority, and she helps process visas, okay? And the PRA pays her to assist you as like an agent to get all your stuff together and done. And she doesn't get paid until you get done. She's fantastic because she was picked to do the trial program and stuff like that. She was one of the people that was picked to do the trial. And what was so wonderful about the whole thing was I asked her if I could vlog about it, and we got the permission from the PRA to actually vlog about it first. And nobody else was able to vlog about it. So it's kind of cool. So Mary Rose and I work almost like in tandem. We just kind of assist each other. We don't talk to each other all the time, but we talk to each other enough. And I just keep sending her people, and then she takes care of you. And and I'm gonna meet up with her pretty soon. We're actually probably gonna do a video together. And she's been a friend of mine. She did mine also. So we've been friends for quite a while. We've been friends for almost I think almost 5 years. 5 years ago was when I first started contacting her, I think, somewhere around there. So we've known each other for quite a long time. Okay, outstanding lady, and she'll get the job done for you. So if you need something done, as far as SRV retirement visas, she's the go-to person. Trust me on that. And she doesn't charge you anything. It comes out of the application fee. So Tony Curley says, hello from North Carolina. Is it better to learn Tagalog or Bisaya? We'll be staying in Bohol where I don't learn either. I just speak English here, and I get along fine around here, and it seems like everybody speaks English to me all the time. When they see me, they speak English. So I don't really have many problems, John Wales says, hello, Jason Pumphrey. Jason's a good guy. We were talking a little bit earlier. Let's see. Brooke Snyder on Valak Buying Boxes have shipped 4. First and last have arrived, in middle 2 are still 2 weeks out. Must have been on the paddle boat. Probably, yeah. Some boxes take longer than others. Sinful says, more thumbs up, folks. There we go. So we got 110 people on here. We've been going up and down between 125 to about 100, and we got 42 thumbs up. Let's see. Colin Cresser says, I will visit. Amphib Av says, and last time, that same route all the way to Hong Kong, Narita is a hassle because you have to change buses and go through security, baggage checks, and kind of a hassle. I don't deal with that via Guam. I went to Narita years ago, back in the 80s, and it was different then. I don't even know what Narita would be like now. It must be totally different, Kevin Douglas says, I am from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, 58 years old. We were neighbors in the States. Yeah, I'm 58 years old too, so yeah, Portsmouth, Rhode Island. There we go. See, John Wales, Tony Curley, I'd say Bisaya. That is what is spoken in the Visayas. Sinful says, on flights to Manila, you can go to LAX or San Francisco and fly direct to Manila. Yes, that's kind of cool too when you think about it, to fly direct to the U.S. I think you pay a little bit more for those flights, so if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. See, Dan Carter says, hello, Steve from Oklahoma. How you doing, Dan? Welcome to the channel. K Fox says, hi, Steve. Is it also raining at your place? Here, parts of Cebu were flooded. No, actually, we got rain today, but it wasn't too bad today. It rained a little bit. I traveled over to Dasma today, and we went and me and my girlfriend went and sat and had a pizza and ice cream, and we went and got a massage from the massage chairs over there. So I actually enjoy getting the massage from the massage chairs because we can't get massages at any place around here. So even the places at Dasma are all closed except for the massage chairs. But they wipe them down after you use them, make sure you don't have COVID or anything like that. So it's kind of nice. And they're not as good as regular massage, but they are good. Dan Berg, I gave her assistant $150 for all her help. Well worth it. She came right to my condo several times to sign documents. Just an FYI, I did mention your name as to how I got the contact. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that when you guys tell Mary Rose that you got the contact from me. It lets her know who's sending her the people. So I just like to keep track of that. She says it's like about 20% of the people. I really believe it's more, but some people aren't mentioning me. They forget or whatever because they start talking about all the other stuff. But it's okay. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. I don't get any money or anything. I'm just curious as to how many people she gets now. It's just kind of interesting because I know there's a ton of people going over to her. See, Philip Jones, no quarantine required if you are vaccinated traveling to Pattaya and some other locations starting November 1st. Yeah, there's a big change up in Thailand, but I wish the Philippines would have that, but it ain't going to be for a while. Philippines will be last. But they are going to do some sort of sandbox thing like Thailand, so we'll see what happens. Philip Jones says, maybe the Philippines are soon to follow. Jack Iceman, as a type 2 diabetic, can't eat rice. Can I get good veggies for various types of salads? Yeah, but it's hard, Jack. Salad stuff here kind of sucks. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you about that. Getting good stuff for salads over here is tough. I'll tell you this, though. Okay, if you're going to look for a good salad, go to places like Wendy's. Wendy's has excellent salads here, okay, at the malls. Okay, Pancake House has excellent salads. The best place to get a good salad is at the restaurant, but finding stuff to make a good salad. I mean, Walter Mart sometimes has good lettuce and stuff like that there, but the best place to get a salad is at these places like I'm surprised that I'm saying that, but Wendy's is a great place to get a salad, okay? And there are other places too, but you have to look for them, okay? Great places to get salads is also like up at Texas Roadhouse. Places like that, or Red Lobster, they have salads up there too. So you can get salads up there, and they're fresh and they're good. It's because they know where to get the stuff for the salads. So if you go to those places, you'll be fine. Zeev is on here writing. I'm not sure what language he's writing in, but it's not in English, so I can't read it. So I'm not sure what he's saying. Rule G says, Steve, have you ever used the post office there in Tracy? Yes. I went there in 2019 and it did not look like a place that I would trust to mail a postcard. Actually, I know the people there. They're really good people there at that post office. I actually enjoy going to that post office. It's right underneath the statues, It's underneath the 13 statues, that Tracy Martirez is named after. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, Steve, I check out flights and found out it is just as cheap or cheaper buying a round trip than a one-way and a throwaway ticket. That's good to know, man. It's because sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not true. I know it's been changing, and I think we're starting to change back to normal. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's best going that route. So, actually, for me, I paid $650 for a round-trip ticket. That was my throwaway ticket, so I didn't even care. It was $650. I mean, that's what you pay one way sometimes. So, Amphib Av says, Steve, stay overnight at Microtel. It's right at the end there by Mall of Asia. Clean, nice. Then you can enjoy a great evening at Hard Rock or Roadhouse. If that ain't your bag, lots of good eating. Something I saw that Microtel there, and I was kind of interested in that. What do they charge, Amphib Av, if you don't mind me asking? I'm going to have to check into that. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, just extend out the return trip as far as possible. Yeah, you can do that too. That way, if you are going to leave or something, then it's worth it. If your ticket allows you to do that, you can buy things that allow you to do that sometimes on some tickets through some airlines. So, I think Cheapo Air and some of those other ones do that now too. Well, they used to. I don't know. Cheapo Air is kind of funny now. I went on there looking for tickets. I couldn't find anything on there the other day. Vince Lawson says, I'm 35 and medically retired from the Navy. So you're saying for under 4K, I can come to the Philippines after paperwork is complete, meaning possibly around January. No, only 50 and older, Vince. Okay, that's for 50 and over. Okay, I know you're medically retired, but it's only for 50 and over. Unfortunately, they changed that. So you'd have to come in on some other sort of visa. You can come in on the tourist visa when they open up, and then just keep on redoing it. You know, you have to leave every. It was every 3 years. I think it's going to go to 24, but we're not sure about that yet. We'll find out soon. But yeah, Vince. Unfortunately, yeah, they changed that because of what the Chinese did. They got 27,000 Chinese that took advantage of that one that you could come in here at 35, and they wrecked it. So that's the problem with that. So we got 119 people, 63 thumbs up. Let's see, Michael L. Narita is way better than Guam. Probably, yeah. Narita's actually a nice airport. Joe Davis says, is it still automatic 30-day visa upon arrival in the Philippines? Well, not as of right now, no. You can't come in here on that visa on arrival right now, but after the COVID, yes, we will probably go back to that, the way things look. So I don't see that changing despite what other vloggers have said because of the Modernization Act. That Modernization Act did not change like restricted visas and unrestricted visas, okay? So that's a bunch of baloney that some of these vloggers were putting out there. They didn't know what they were talking about. And if you listen to Filipina P, she come out with some of that stuff also. I put out the first video about it, and then Filipina P put out a video with an attorney that just verified what I had said. Filipina P is a good channel, guys. If you're looking for some stuff, she puts out good information out there too. I give kudos to that woman because she really does do some good stuff out there. You know, between her and I think we both get out good stuff. And I'm not trying to brag here, but I mean, I noticed that she's on top of stuff more than some of the other vloggers out there. And I'm not going to mention their names or anything like that, but I mean, she's probably one of the top vloggers out there, along with some, and even though, and that's unusual to say that about a Filipino vlogger, because I've seen some of the other ones, there's a couple of girls out there, and they get everything wrong that they do. And I'm not just saying that because I don't like them. They just get a lot of their information wrong. So, and that's one thing about Filipina P is she does a lot of research on herself, just like I do. I spend probably about 4 hours a day doing research. So just FYI. Let's see. Let me see. Ben Webb. So is getting a visa complicated? Yes and no. I'm gonna say it this way. Right now, it's kind of complicated. Yes, if you're gonna get the retirement visa, it's a little complicated. It's a little hard, but yeah, you can get through the hoops and get over here. In about 12 weeks, you can be here probably. You know, so I mean, it's anything in the Philippines, you're gonna jump through hoops. So get used to it. If you're gonna come to the Philippines, you know you're gonna have to get used to paperwork. It's just a way of life over here. Okay. That's just a given over here. Frank says, Steve, did I just hear right that visa on arrival has stopped? No, I didn't say that. I said it stopped during the COVID right now. And when we get over the COVID, and then they'll do the visa on arrival when they lift the restrictions and stuff. We only have like a limited amount of people that are allowed to come into the Philippines right now anyway. I think the number's like 1,500 or 5,000. I think it's 5,000 right now or something like that. It's a small amount of people. I think it's like 1,500, and that's it. So it's, you know, whatever the amount is, they change it. They could change it on any given day. So I don't know what it is today, you know. But I mean, visa on arrival doesn't happen. No, it until this stuff lifts. Okay, and the 9A is only being done for people that are applying for, and the 9A is a tourist visa also, is only being done for SRV processing. That's it, nothing more. Okay, there might be other people that fall into that category, but from what I'm hearing, it's mostly the SRV people, and a few other people can come in that way too, but they need to get the EED. Okay, but it's very hard to get that EED unless you got business here, and the retirement visa is considered business. Okay. Smoky Mountain Modeler, good morning, Mike. John Whale says, Travel Mike, hey, Michael. Let's see. Brian Farkson says, just sent your emails, Steve, also. All right, Brian, I'll probably check it out tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed after this, but I will catch up with it tomorrow sometime during the day. okay? And I'll get back to you. But just be patient with me, okay? Because I got a lot of stuff I got to go over tonight and tomorrow. So even as I get off here tonight, I'll probably spend about a half an hour doing comments, and then tomorrow I'll do my emails. So just be patient with me, okay? I appreciate it. Free says from Ecuador. Amphib Av says Narita is a nice airport and you can smoke in designated ventilated rooms. Great bathrooms there. Narita is cool. Let's see. Red Ranger says, here's a little trick when transferring through Narita. As soon as you get off the plane in Japan, you request a wheelchair and boom, you are taken to front of the line and they will push you to your gate. Yeah, I hear people using that and it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because for people that go to the Dominican Republic, I heard they say that everybody that goes to the Dominican Republic pulls that if they're over 40. If you're over 40, they just do it just because it's a free ride and they push you around the airport, you go to the front of the lines and everything. And it just kills everybody else over there though. But yeah, people do that. I don't know if I'd do that unless I was really disabled, but people do it. I don't recommend it though. Karen Chloe says, Rick Typing, thank you for all your wisdom and for sharing. We were able to get in the early program and hope to be in Cebu by Thanksgiving. You have helped us a lot. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. Michael L. For Narita, check to see that your incoming and outgoing flights are in the same terminal. Also, book your air trip with one airline group, Star Alliance or One World, etc. Flight should be one ticket. Okay. Brooke Snyder says Vancouver, Canada, has direct flights to Manila. I have heard that Phil Air now flies to Vegas. That's cool. Actually, I was actually thinking about taking a flight to Vegas sometimes. Just when all this stuff ends, just go to Vegas for like four days or a week or something and just take a break. But up in Manila, they have the same thing kind of. Let me see, the whole thing just popped up. Let's see. Give me a second, guys, to catch up. Let's see. Check this, let's see. Make sure I'm on the, okay, here we go, I'm back. Narita has a real ramen that you can't get in the States. Let's see. Amphib Av says, Narita had cubicle rooms. You can rest by the hour with toilet and shower for long layovers. Don't know what the cost anymore. This was 20 years ago when I last used. That's kind of cool. I think all airports should have like a place you can go take a shower. So if you have carry-on luggage, you can go grab a shower someplace or change or whatever and have it private too. It would be nice if airports had more of that. Dickie Spaz says, hello, Steve. How goes it? Let's see. What are your favorite dividend stocks? My favorite dividend stocks. Dickie, right now I'm out of dividend stocks totally, so I don't even know which ones I would pick. I did see a story on Motley Fool the other day, and I saved it. And if you send me an email, I'll go look for it because I did save it, and I can send it to you. Okay, and it's 3 dividend stocks that pay really well. And it says if you have $65,000 and you put it into these 3 stocks, you can supposedly get $1,500 every quarter. Well, it's pretty good when you think about it. So $1,500 every quarter, so that's $500 every month. So just if you want it, just send me a thing, Steven5975@yahoo.com, and say, hey Steve, can you give me that Motley Fool article about the 3 dividend stocks? I'll send it to you. Okay. My Dan girl, hi there. Let's see, I'm new here. Welcome. My Danny girl, there we go. Let's see. Michael L says, if I remember correctly, there is a Centurion Lounge. If you have Amex Platinum, you get free access, food and drink. That's pretty cool in Narita. Sinful says, Brooke Snyder, they stopped that route long ago. Brett Flanagan, better to do the SRV or just tourist at 50 years old. Which to do? Brett, I tell people to do the SRV because it's safer, okay? And you're permanent, and you can go in and out easier. There's no hassles. You're a resident here. You get treated differently. There's a lot more reasons than just that to get in the SRRV. I mean, I could go on, and there's also a discount on Phil Health. There's also, they have a Christmas party each year. They take you on a tour each year to someplace like the Bataan. They pay for it if you want to go on those trips. They take you to Corregidor sometimes. That's the thing. And if you're in the military, it's really, really, if you were in the military, it's cheap. It's only $10 per year for the SRRV card after you become a member. So just keep that in mind. Prairie Marks is my native home is in Montana, and we are over 1,000 miles from the West Coast. So our plane tickets are a couple of hundred higher. And when we send boxes, they are higher too. Let's see, it says, my Danny girl says, message retracted. So I don't know what that was. Michael L. says, the CPC of the PRC wrecks a lot of things. Craig Jordan says, hello everyone. How you doing, Craig? Good to see you on here, man. John Wales, hey Craig. Smoky Mountain Mauler, good morning, Craig Jordan. Let's see. Philip Jones, Seoul Airport has the best facilities for layover, shower, massage, food, and shopping. Brett Flanagan says, hi Danny girl. Let's see. Brooke Schneider says, any updates on the divorce law changes in PH? Brooke, there is actually a thing on Facebook, a site that you can join. I have it. I joined it. I haven't seen any updates come from them yet since I joined it. I was like waiting for updates. That's one of the things I like to, read about if something comes up on that. But nothing has come up lately, so no. But you can look it up. I'm not sure if you can find that if you go to my Facebook, if you can go on there and see what I subscribe to as pages. I'm not sure if you can or not. I think I have that private. I'm not sure. Michael L., Steve, you, Jennifer, Terry, and Philippine P are my go-to on Philippine information. I think Philippine P is excellent. Jennifer has gotten a couple things wrong in the past on the tourist visas when she was talking about the Modernization Act. Otherwise, she's pretty decent, yes, but I disagree on that. I'm not gonna bash her by no means, and I don't want people to think that I'm bashing Jennifer, because I'm not. She's still a good channel, but she has made mistakes, and a couple of the other channels have too. And I'm not saying I don't make mistakes. I'm sure I do, but you have to be careful. I do research before I throw stuff out there. I don't just throw something out there. I read everything I can read about it. And if there's a mistake, usually it's a mistake in what I read. It's not a mistake coming from me or whatever. So, because I sometimes I try to read it directly from what I have in front of me. Sometimes I've actually read the documents themselves. If it's something that's really complicated, I'll read the document myself on my page so you understand what I'm hearing. And it just makes it so that it's less foolproof, So. Brett Flanagan says, maybe email me. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Brett, if you want me, it's Steven5975@yahoo.com. Let's see. What does blue do for you? I'm not sure. Let's see. Francisco Fletes, are you still eligible for 3-year SRRV? Steve? A 3-year SRRV? Or are you transitioned into yearly renewal? I'm on the 3. I have a 3-year, okay? I'm still on that, okay? So if you have the 3-year already, you're all set. That's what I was told, okay? So you're good for that full 3 years, just FYI. Unless something changes, I haven't heard anything yet. I would check up on that though, because you never know in the Philippines. But from what I heard, it's stuck. You're in it for 3 years. I got mine just like a week before or something, before it all changed. Bruce Lee Roy, shipments by sea costs have gone out of sight. Not enough help because of COVID restrictions. Yeah, I heard it's crazy. My Danny girl, Brooke Snyder, there was no divorce in PH. No, my Danny girl, he's talking about they're trying to change the law so you can get a divorce. And that law is trying to go through now, and it looks like it might go through. There's a good chance that it might, more than usual. I'm not saying it's going to, but it might. Amphib says, Steve, it was about $60 2 years ago, but we bought into the breakfast, which put it higher. I got 2 rooms for wife's family to share and eat with us to hang out. Just do it for one night, cheapo. So that's not bad. So it's probably about the same now. Eric Sunstrom says, good morning, Steve. Does the medical plan you use refer you to participating doctors, hospitals that accept the plans? Yeah, they give no. They give you a book. It tells you which hospitals, and it gives you the names of the doctors and all that stuff. And it tells you which hospitals are participating, hospitals that take the access plan if you do the peso plan. Now, if you do the dollar plan, they don't have the access. So you have to pay up front just like all the other people. And then you submit your bills. Okay, I'm not even going to pronounce that last name, but Frank. Okay, thanks, Stephen, for the great info. Let's see. Michael L. Retirement and investor visa are considered business because the archipelago is desperate for hard currency. Yeah, retirement people bring in a ton of money in here. A lot of people don't realize how much people bring in here in retirement visas. Some people have really good retirements, like, really, really good. I mean, I'm lucky that I'm blessed like that too. But when I first started out, I had to wait for other things to kick in. And even though I was on a lesser amount, I learned to live on it. And it wasn't hard, So, let's see. It says you can smoke in Seoul Airport, Philip says. Kenny B says, Expedia has a COVID travel section. You put in where you're going, and it will tell you all the restrictions, and there are links to all paperwork that is needed. It was all very helpful for me. That's good to know, man. Philip Jones says, and Seoul has sleeping pods also. That's what most people need. My Danny girl, I'm from Manila. I'm just south of Manila, Danny girl. Francisco Fletes says, Macau is Vegas of Asia. Buffets, shows, magicians, and it's 90 minutes from Manila. That might be something I might take in someday. I'd like to go to Macau. I've heard of that. William Murphy says, Steve, you're a busy man these days. Yes, unfortunately I am. It can be good and bad. Let's see, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy helping people, but it has its moments when it can be very busy. Tonight was one of those days I wanted to kind of lay down before I started the live stream, and I got about 4 calls. So I really didn't get like a nap or anything like that. Sometimes I like to lay down and take a nap, but the phone keeps ringing. But it's okay. I survive. Let's see. Craig Jordan says PAL filed for Chapter 11 last month. Yes, they did. I think a couple other airlines might have too. I'm not sure. I heard another one did too. That was a smaller one. Brooke Snyder says Bitcoin's on the move, guys. It's not too late. Yeah, Bitcoin. Some people are saying it's supposed to go to $250,000. Some people say higher. My Danny girl says Corregidor Island is pretty nice to explore. My Danny girl, I'm going to tell you something even better than Corregidor Island. Corregidor Island's cool. Go out to Drum Island. Drum Island looks like a cement battleship, and it's off of Corregidor, and you can look it up online. I've actually done a few videos out there. You can look through my videos and you can find Drum Island, and it's got an amazing story. If you read the story that happened out there to the Japanese that stayed behind there, because they didn't want to come out, so that the U.S. poured gasoline down inside there and oil and kerosene, and then just threw a hand grenade or something down there and lit it all on fire. It was an amazing story. They were afraid to come out because of the way they treated the guys in Bataan. They were embarrassed, so they didn't come out, and they died. Let's see. Sinful Steve heading out with friends and wife for a group breakfast. Wife flies tomorrow to the Philippines. There we go, man. It's good to talk to you the other day, Sinful. It was good to talk to you, so stay in touch with me, man. Justin in Arkansas. I was planning on flying PAL, but cannot find any update on bankruptcy future. I heard that PAL is taking care of people. This is what I heard from the other day from somebody, okay? I want to say this out there out loud. That even though Philippine Airlines is going through the bankruptcy thing, they're taking care of the people very well. The people that bought tickets before and stuff, they're honoring most of those tickets. So don't judge PAL yet on anything, because so far their service hasn't changed. It hasn't gone south like some airlines do because of bankruptcies. It's actually gotten better. So just keep that in mind. From everything that I've heard, everyone was treated fairly, okay? See, Oliver D., I saw the video you did with the La Union vlogger and thought it was an awesome collaboration. You should host the next one on your channel. I usually don't do that. I did that, I like the guy. Jay's a good guy. I like Jay. I like his show and stuff like that. And we had a good little chat on there. Um, he vlogs a little bit different than I do, but I like Jay. Jay's good. You know, he's a newer vlogger, and um, he vlogs a little bit like me, but he has a different style, and everybody should have their own style, you know. And but he's good. He does different. He has different stuff on there than I have, but I still I like Jay. I haven't watched a lot of his videos because, like I said, I don't watch a lot of other vloggers because I don't want to do things that other vloggers do. I want to have my own channel, like totally different than everyone else. I want to be able to come up with my own ideas and stuff like that. So that's why some things you'll see, like 5 vloggers all do the same thing, and I'll do something totally off the wall. So it's just the way our channel works, and I think everybody has more fun because of that, you know. So Jeff's misadventures. Is the SRV worth it if you are only staying in the Philippines less than 6 months a year? I think so, because yeah, you can go in and out as you please. It's a nice thing to have. It depends whether you're doing the military one or the other ones. If you're doing the military one, man, it's only $3,000. How can you go wrong on that? And it's $10 a year thereafter. You know, if you were doing the tourist visas, it would cost you, you know, that and fees over time. So I mean, yeah, I think it's worth it, sure. Kevin Fox says, "What do you think about the China threat?" I've talked about this a little bit. I think things are picking up. I mean, we've got 5 shared bases in the Philippines now. The USA is in here. That's a given. I mean, it's actually happened before. This past week or the past 2 weeks, they've made it official. But before that, there was already U.S. troops in here and stuff like that. They just never talked about it. I talked about it, and then everybody says I was full of baloney and stuff like that. But I knew it because I was hearing from people that were contractors and stuff like that they were already in here. And people would, you know, so I just stopped talking about it because I got sick and tired of being called a liar, you know, when I knew it was already happening. And I knew that there was stuff going on up in Subic and places like that. There wasn't a lot going on, but there was people up there with contractors, troops, things like that. So it's going on. Now it's official. So now, and they got a base down near Palawan with a big World War II tarmac down there, and you know they're getting things rolling. And Pilar is already up and running. So the country of Pilar, already, which is right next to the Philippines, down by Mindanao, is already up and running. So that's what's going on in China, guys. China, you know, in the U.S. U.S. is in here, and we got aircraft carriers. We're selling submarines. We got the U.K. here. We got everybody down here. It's going to be a big party pretty soon. You know, I think it will be too. Unfortunately, you know, and also here's the other thing. I guess there's problems going on up in the Aleutian Islands too. They caught like a couple of ships up there, 3 or 4 Chinese ships within 12 miles of the coast of the Aleutian Islands. Some of those are trying to head up to the polar cap, I guess, up by the, you know, they're going through those straits there. And also, I guess a submarine come up over the polar caps down over by Nova Scotia, and they picked it up. And Canada was talking about that just recently. So there's a lot going on. So there's a Chinese submarine off the coast of Nova Scotia. That was like about a week ago, I think. So there's a lot of news going on with that. It's hard to stay on top of it all, but there's a lot of news. There's a lot of fake news out there too, so you have to get it verified. Make sure you verify whatever you hear. But I'm hearing from Stars and Stripes about the 5 bases, but that, like some people said, that's old news, and it really is. But it became official about 2 weeks ago. They're finally admitting it, and it became part of that treaty that we have. So, Mutual Defense Treaty or whatever it's called. Amphib has symptoms on my way back from Manila. I go to Narita to San Francisco as opposed to flying straight to Houston because it's 8 hours to San Francisco versus SFO. I think he said San Francisco versus 12 hours to Ian. Let's see. I want to walk around. Let's see. Philip Jones. Seoul to Clark Airport is the best entrance to the Philippines. Immigration is only 15 minutes versus 1 hour in Manila and flying to other islands. Wong Hung Lo says Duarte's retiring. It's funny that you mentioned that, Wong, because here's the thing. If he retires, then I guess the international court can grab him after this. Once he is done and he's officially done, I had heard that the Philippines can hand him over, and I guess they said that they would. So I don't know what's going to happen about that. There's not much in the news. Nobody's talking about it. I guess everybody's kind of afraid, but that's the fact. That the ICC can come in here. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting. Interesting days are coming in the future. Let's put it that way. We got a lot of stuff getting ready to go down. I think with China, with Duterte retiring, and a lot of other things going on in the world. The COVID, maybe it'll end, maybe it won't. Who knows? See, Chinoy says, "Hi, Steve. Hi, guys. I just woke up." Let's see. How you doing, Chinoy? Justin in Arkansas. Craig Jordan, I saw PAL gave up 20 planes. I worry about buying tickets and having something happen to PAL. I wouldn't worry too much, man, because I heard that they're treating people pretty good. I think that once they do the restructuring, they'll be fine. Red Ranger says, "My Danny girl, Muslims are allowed to divorce in the Philippines if married under Sharia laws." Yes, that's true. Amphib Ave, sometimes I overnight in Honolulu. Cut trip in half, but hotels there are expensive. Yes, they are. Let's see. Joe Story 1 says, Duterte just announced he is retiring from politics. Yes, we just mentioned that. Let's see. Craig Jordan says, drug traffickers are celebrating. Probably. I hope things don't start picking up like they were before, because otherwise that's going to be a mess. Most of them are gone though. So, my Danny girl says divorce is still in the bill. Annulment for PH. If you are married, a foreign Filipino must file annulment. See, John Wales, Craig Jordan, I'm sure that you are right. Let's see. Red Ranger, great news. Duterte just announced he's retiring. Now the Philippines may open after the presidential elections. Eric Sundstrom says, take care, Steve. I really enjoy your vlog and information. Take care. Get some rest. I will, man. Thanks. Thanks, Eric. Let's see. We got another about 10 minutes, guys. We'll see how things go. We got a good amount of people on here, so we can maybe go another 10 minutes longer. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how I feel. Smoky Mountain Model says, Steve, any more news on the collaboration between the U.S. and the Philippines on military bases? Yes, we just mentioned that, man. 5 bases, okay? I think it was MAC-10 Air Force Base, I think it was. And then down in Palawan, it's another base with a big runway, World War II runway. I'm not sure what the other 3 are. I know that I heard a rumor that they're going to be sharing other bases too, like if needed. So remember, these are all shared base facilities. These are not going to be U.S. bases. They're shared bases because we can no longer have like a Subic here anymore unless they change the Constitution. So just be aware of that. Let's see. Lazy Larry says, hi, Stephen. I have been listening for almost the entire live stream, but I am working. I will just listen. No problem, Larry. Good to see you on here, man. Mike Voltage, airline employees here, being stuck in Narita many times on my way to the Philippines. Always fun, especially if you take the bus into Tokyo. Mike Voltage says, and the option of Seoul to Clark is a great new option for those flying standby. There we go. IPH expats. Hi, Stephen. I am 75 and married to a Filipina for 22 years. Looking to move to the PH in 2022. Thanks for the work you do. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. My Danny girl. All right. Good night, everyone. Stay safe. Tom Starsex says, great information. Brett Flanagan says, Steve, great info, man. What's your best guess on opening date? I think we're going to open the sandbox thing pretty soon. I think within the next 3 months, to be honest with you. I think probably in December we'll see it. But that's just a guess. So we'll see what happens. Smoky Mountain Model says, take care, my Danny girl. Amphib Ab says, Duterte probably cut a deal with the U.S. government. He'll live a plush life over here. Maybe they, who knows. Red Ranger, my buddy in Davao is now sad. He loves him, some Duterte, and they are buddies. His daughter got married last year in Davao City, and Duterte and his daughter came to the wedding. That's cool. Mike, I see Travel Mike. Good night, my Danny girl, he says. Desert Sky, great channel. Thanks, Steve, for the info you give. I hope to visit Cebu again. Lived there in Arjao, 2009. We'll bring my Thai girlfriend there for a visit sometime next year. Brett Flanagan, by the way, wish me luck. T-minus 3 years to get divorced from American woman. Free myself up, retire, move to PH part-time. JD says, how long is it door-to-door on public transportation from your house to Manila? Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's an hour and a half, sometimes it's 2 hours. It depends on the traffic, man. If it's during like rush hour, then probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. If I'm going during a time when it's not too crowded, which sometimes I do go there and I do get in there in about an hour, taking back roads, JD. So it's not that bad. So actually, we're at a good spot to stop here. I think because we just finished all the comments here. I want to thank you guys. We'll just finish up here, and we'll meet on here next Saturday night, 10 p.m. Manila time. And I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Enjoy. You guys. Let me tell you something. I'm very thankful for you guys. Because we have a really good channel here, but I'm really thankful for the guys that come on here and the people that come on here for the live stream, because we have a really, really good live stream every Saturday night, and the people keep it really clean. I'm really happy about the way the channel has been going. But guys, next Saturday, 10 p.m., and hopefully we'll have some more people on here. But we have 124 people on here right now, 83 thumbs up, and thanks, guys. Have a good weekend, guys, and God bless. Take care, guys. Okay?